Welcome back. Last match of the evening, Astralis and Kinguin facing off again, this time on Cash. The first map was Overpass, and it was a stomping by Astralis. We'll have to see if Kinguin can bounce back. We've seen so many teams do that, go 1 for 1 for the night. We'll see if Kinguin can follow in that.
I think they will.
Wow.
I think it's going to happen.
Baseless predictions by me yesterday.
No,
baseless predictions by Henry today.
If you'd let me actually make a point, maybe
before you make your point, we do have one thing that we want to go back to the last map on. This is something I specifically requested.
I knew it wasn't me, so.
Yep, and I wanted to see, this is the round that, you know, Zipnik's all on his own is able to pull such a rotation away from the 8 bombs. So I want to see exactly what was done to pull so many bodies.
2 smoke grenades in hand right now.
Yep.
This could happen at any moment, so really, the suspense is killing me.
It could, actually.
What are we looking for, Jason?
What he does exactly, but this is long. We can. This is longer than I expected it to be.
Why don't you tell us all the moments?
This is. I mean, another smoke's coming out. This is the thing. Zipnix isn't making his move.
A bit of casting. I like it.
Yeah, a bit of. It's been a while.
Here we go, Jason. Hold on.
Oh, this is exciting stuff. Nice, lining it up.
This smoke will, I assume, link with Glaive's smoke.
No, Glaive's goes towards A later on. I don't think this was like meant to be this much of a sell. But look at it. There's still plenty of time left on the clock. How's he pulled everyone?
All right, so he's got a kill.
He's got one
frag.
Everyone's gone. Everyone is. By the way, they're already at the B bomb site. They jumped when the smoke was thrown. So they were just so scared. That's crazy.
So let's summarize. That is a Kinguin misplay and not an Astralis fantastic magical strategy that they have pulled from the unicorns floating around above us.
Exactly. I don't know if you know what a unicorn is.
Yeah, that's not how they work.
By the way,
usually,
but we'll move on. Let's move on to the map at hand. Cash.
Right then, Jason.
Make your point.
Let's swing back to Katowice, shall we?
Can we jump behind me? I'll lean back.
The opening map at the grand final against FaZe was Cash, right? And this is one of the maps I've never really rated Astralis on. The stats like suggest it's an okay map for them, but overall I think their T side's very poor. Their CT side's nothing to write home about either. The problem I have with their CT side is it's one of the maps where Device actually looks a little bit lost on the CT side. Like he looks very rigid. We talk about the top orbits in this map, like especially him on other maps, like being able to move around anywhere he can, causing chaos. Like JW recently was doing an amazing job with that. Device in that grand final especially was looking like he just only wanted to go to the B site. He was never ever moving, was getting caught with his trousers down most of the time, never really part of the situation that really counted. You hate to see it. Trousers down, bottom powdered, and and at that point, he only really adjusted towards like the end of the half, and like they had a reasonable half. This has always been the problem, especially on the T side as well. They rely very heavily on the. Are you broken now? Is that the end of it?
You can finish your point if you like.
Their T half for me has always relied very heavily on default, which is fine on Cash overall. This didn't feel like they had much to fall back onto in terms of executions and having fakes and stuff like that. That was something Carrigan is actually very good at. If you watch FaZe play that map now, he's very good at like kind of forcing rotations and making those kind of plays happen by himself. I don't think Glaive brings that sort of kind of playstyle to the in-game leading, especially on a map like Cash. So whenever they win rounds on the T side of Cash, especially, it feels like big names to step out, especially Dupree. He's actually very good at this map. He's very good at clutching and winning rounds for them, but it feels like they rely too heavily on him to win them games. And that's why I think on this sort of map like Cash, where we talked about Kinguin having an array of stars within them in terms of high fragging potential, this is the perfect map for them to bounce back and actually cause some damage.
Excellent points there, Henry. Now, I want to go to Chad, get his side of things, because I know he's got a tactical video prepared, so he can, not baseless conclusions to be made here.
What?
I do have a clip. Let's roll it. This is more so map dependent as opposed to either team. I said both teams are average at this. This is true, but this is Device going off and opening B like Henry was just talking about.
Oh, that's a great point, Henry. What a great point.
This is the Astralis' A-main push. They actually do get a bit of a team flash off there early by Dupree, but they follow it up. They really want this A-main control. They get in. Kirby's able to make a frag. They're going to go back. You know, A-main's going to get smoked off, and they're going to take it again. And the whole point of this is this map is like a chessboard. You know, you take one piece, they're going to take another, and it's very important to do that. Kirby's Molotov right here actually gets Dupree killed. Should have thrown that a little bit deeper because Al is able to pick behind it. He is able to find a frag in the meantime, but my whole point here is, with this map, it's very difficult for the CTs, even in a 5v5 situation, to dedicate players to the right parts of the map all the time without doing aggressive plays. If you can get double AWPs up, which Astralis can't do because they don't really have a secondary AWP.
Dupree's coming in.
Yeah,
he's coming in.
He's not a secondary AWP. Maybe he will become one, but right now he's not.
I agree.
If you can get 2 AWPs happening, you can get one of the A bomb site, one of the B bomb site, 3 players in middle ready to quickly rotate, then you can negate, you know, having to do aggressive plays. Otherwise, I feel like you have to have some aggression somewhere on the map as the CTs to find an early pick, give yourself a chance, take some territory, make all the action happen, and build the hype.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
I wish we could drop the mic here. That would be so cool if we could drop the mic. That would be epic, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of the cool part. Is well, you'd think that Astralis has struggled on this map. It hasn't been in their map pool for very long.
Yeah.
But you think of Danish teams, and Astralis in particular, are very, very good at gaining map control. So you'd think that a map like this could really lend itself to some of their strengths. We will have to find out in the upcoming match. It's going to be taken away by Uber and Pansy once again.
Puber.
Puber.
Yeah, I don't know.
To pieces
I don't know
on
if there's
that
a better
disc,
way of doing it. That's the problem.
No, that's it.
Our names just aren't compatible, or it's never going to work.
No, it's game over.
Cash or Cache. You know what? I used to call it Cache until a cast was similar, and he's like, man, I hate that. I'm like, oh, okay, man, no worries. But Sponge is back now, and now he's making me look un-Australian, so I need to maybe rethink this. However, this is such historically such a sick map for Astralis, though. I don't know. Kinguin, they've got a lot to do.
People cotton on to what Astralis did. You know, they had that the double smoke towards truck when they hit A on the T side that a lot of people stole. And, you know, they like to be creative, and then people work it out, and it gets hard to kind of play it off again. But they actually don't play it that much. It's not, you know, obviously we saw it at Katowice, but it's not an often seen map between them. But Kinguin aren't particularly slouched on this. I think it's like in their top 3 most played maps. Not necessarily the biggest win rate on it, but certainly have a possibility of doing something. I'm hoping we see something kind of quirky from them, a little bit of a, I don't know, something different. You know, the teams I hate to keep going about. They have the time to come up with something unique. I want to see that, and we want to see variety from Device. You know, this guy known for that very
we had that
eccentric play.
I feel like we had that on Overpass.
We did.
CT orping.
Yeah. I'm hoping we get a bit of that. Get a little spicy play going from him. But at the moment, we'll see what can be brought into this one. Absolutely, almost well. They have a decoy, but no utility excluding that for either team. So, yeah, Glock train maybe coming through at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same for Kinguin here as well. There's no smokes, no nothing, so really just want to armor up and get ready for this. Okay, this some aggression towards A main?
Oh, just a little.
Yeah, Furlan just goes straight down there.
Flat out aggression throughout on A as well. You have players pushing up on Squeaky, but they did actually fall off from this. So they go for the early info play, it looks like, try and go those early fights, but back off and now maybe play retake. I don't know what is going on with Kinguin. They are just actively hunting things down on this one. And now Astralis get to play through Squeak themselves. So 3 players there. Bomb is in tow. You've got Dupree in mid. Glaive, I think, up on boost. So it looks like an A pinch is about to come in. But Kinguin, they're going to get into spots eventually, but this is a really weird round so far.
Yeah, this hasn't really played out like the script that we normally see, especially when it comes to pistols, but we like a little bit of a mix-up. We just talked about some spicier play, Lauren. This is simmering, not quite on the boil yet, so we'll have to see. The Astralis are making their way onto A as we speak now. And that's where the kills are going to come through. It's Furlan with 2, nicely done. He's receiving very up front. Jeez, that's going to stop Astralis in their tracks.
Yeah, they've just had some cool fun with that. 3 players now remain for Astralis. Dupree can become the linchpin on the rotate. He can hold mid while they try and get over towards B, but Kinguin are going to beat them there. They've got Suspero going over. You've got Mal's already heading over that way. Roland's getting plenty of info as well, playing around the back. So I don't know what is going on this pistol round. It seems a little bit messy, and you're not going to be able to beat those USPSs at that sort of range. Dupree's going to find one, but it seems all for nothing, but he might be able to pull something off magically here, but somehow he's got long enough arms to reach that, but he does get USP, but loses his head in the meantime, and there's the flank from Roland. Does the job well. Kinguin keep 4 alive, and the first round on the board for them. Very weird round coming from Astralis and them. It was just like this strange sort of situation.
So they push so deep for info on A main, and this is the push that came through. Kinguin's just clay pigeon shooting right now. Really nice from him. And again, yeah, I mean, that initial push towards A main, maybe not the most impactful, but it does mean that, okay, if they're going to come A, it's going to be via Squeaky. So they actually were able to stack that with multiple players there. Just a nice little touch. You can really make your setup a lot more specific when you have that information to sort of go on. I like it. Again, though, straight into A main. Astralis not being given too much room to work over this map here. Look at that, smoked in. There's no way they're getting in A main in the next 10, 15 seconds.
I like it. Good bit of aggression. Dupree looking to try and respond in kind, but they are getting some sort of B presence. He somehow made it into checkers unspotted, so the Deagle might be unleashed, but I don't know. It takes timing to come around this one, and Suspero might eventually consider this, but how has he got this far? How is Dupree over here? How did Mouse not see him? What is this? How does this happen?
It's not over yet, Lauren. It's going to get even better. The B site now locked down for Astralis. It's Dupree coming in with the Deagle. And you know what, Dupree, you're beautiful too. That's all I'm going to say.
Stop flirting with Dupree.
Hey, he tweeted something nice to me, trying to make me retweet it. I'm above that. Way above that.
So he gave you a little bait and you didn't rise to the occasion.
Well, I might tell you, it was pretty tempting, I'll be honest with you. But lovely play from him. Really, really nice Deagle work on that B side. And that's just completely mollified Kinguin. That's a word, by the way, look it up. Mollified them. Not much for Kinguin now to really be going on with. They've actually found Kirby. They just don't have time to work for anything else in this round.
I wonder if that was a cute little bait. You trying to use the shadow to get out the pre-fire. It still loses, but that'd be quite a nice little theory piece if it was. But yeah, I don't understand how someone like Dupree can just wander into B, get through checkers, cross CT. He finally got spotted, but how?
Well, someone's missing him a lot. That's the thing. You can actually see the spray on the wall behind him there as well. So, I mean, it was actually a timing thing as well that hurt Kinguin a bit with that player sort of still trying to work his way out of main. He didn't have the angle. Man, it's really annoying when you're in those situations in CS where you can't get the trade for your teammate. You know he's actually getting put in the dumpster as they speak, and there's actually no way for you to interact there. And really smart fatigue players to get themselves 2 1v1s, especially like that. Had the first player dead to rights. This is the stuff. Astralis now, this is their second round force by win in this best of 2. That's really big. You saw them do it to Kinguin in the second half of Overpass now. That's really going to take the wind out of his sails.
And here we go. Just going to be doing a bit of an A-hit coming out. Dupree leading the pack. Why not? He's feeling good about it after he can clearly just put on his invisible cape and just walk around the map. This time only funny one is Kiebi to really get the job going towards A, but the bomb going to be planted pretty darn soon. And now the last 2 players from Kinguin probably looking to keep hold of these. They've got armor, they've got utility, and they do have some sort of weaponry. If they can get exits, that'd be nice, but you can see already Device is looking. He's going on the hunt. He fancies getting an AWP in his hand.
Stuff all money as well, Lauren.
Yeah, it's rough times.
This is pretty bad.
Yep.
2 players on 0, 1 player on 100. That's mouse on your screen. So Kinguin now have to start to broaden the scope of their examination of these next few rounds. Start thinking, okay.
Sparrow just saw a little bit of leg. He was like, oh, hello. No. Doesn't fancy any of it. Just going to sit in useless room. Somehow, he actually might stay alive here. Device is on the other side, and no one's checked it. Of course no one's checked it. They just leave him to it. Fair play. All right, so there's a couple of invisible players, I'm almost certain, on this server. Pretty sure someone's just going to be clipping under the map. But let's look at the buy coming out from Kinguin. What can they pull together here? Their money's so bad. I think everyone's just not going to buy it. Maybe a P250 for me. Yeah, he's gone for that. Why not? You can kind of afford it. Beyond that, news to Sparrow Mal's going to try and make a bit of a spicy play. Try to do something. Sick movement. While Astralis is just going to run at B. Sparrow just gets run over. Nothing to be done but die in that. And the hit squad kind of turns around and looks to try and help out, but this all might be a little bit too late as the bomb's going to be going down and already 2 players facing towards CT.
Yeah, they're looking about as lethal as Team Rocket at the moment, though, Lauren. Sort of just menacing in the distance and unable to get up close to Astralis to actually inflict any of this damage that they are implying they're capable of. Miku, though, comes in over the top, finds Kirby, may have opened something up, but the rest of Astralis will not be moved. Mouse? There was an opportunity there as well. Rallen went the knife. Wasn't going to work, though. Glaive was more than happy to use the pistol. Just had more guns, Lauren. He had an extra gun.
Yeah.
He had
an extra weapon.
Broken. Overpowered.
How dare you dual wield? No, but looking at Kinguin, they finally get a semi-decent buy, limited on utility, no kit as well. They can't afford one between any of them. On the other side, you still got Device and Glaive sitting on the UMPs. They're going for that bonus round, trying to just kind of stretch the bank as far as possible. We might see a bit of aggression towards main, though, but it looks like that's going to be met by the aggression towards mid from Astralis. Straight away, 2 players going to head over, and what a shot from Zipnix, pinning Rallen to the wall. Not much to be said about that one, and there you go. Mid control is theirs. This could be a quick B pinch, but look at Sparrow Mouths, both in on the site, going to smoke out the front of it, define what can be seen, and they're going to get the better of it. There we go, finally, good work. Spot the bomb, but will they expect the second player here now?
Sick fight to win there for Kirby, though, by the way. That's not an easy angle with Mouse only slightly peeking up above the box. The bomb is still loose, interestingly enough, and this is about time for Miku to get to the site. He'll actually be able to see the cross and Astralis? Okay. Want to get some presence now in towards Lobby. Dupree comes in. That's a beautiful spray down. Makes it look so damn easy. Smoke out in front. That was actually laid by Kinguin. That's going to allow them to get the bomb. And Dupree finds yet another one. It's Miku now. He brought up the AWP for this round. That was his gambit. And so far, it has not worked out.
Yeah, Dupree right now is just running through him. I don't understand how he's been able to do this. The guy, clearly all the matchmaking games we've been playing with him, Claudia, getting ideas, just run at them. Why not? Just take every fight, somehow get past. Like, look at this. Like, just that shot was pretty filthy. So Sparrow, kind of unfortunate to be on the receiving end of it.
I mean, also timing for Sparrow. I mean, he was actually going for the peak there to see what was going on, but just get wrecked some. There's not a lot you can do about that at all. And that's bad. That was Kinguin there buying up those proper rifles to try to make something of the round. Mihu actually had the AWP, but Astralis, that was their free round. That was the bonus round, Lauren. They came in with 2 UMPs and still win it. Kirby, though, it's lights out for you, my friend. A little bit of damage early on. Device finds Rallen elsewhere. This doesn't necessarily derail Astralis as they're going to make the one play towards A. It's Mihu, it's aggressive. Tries to make his way in towards A-Main under the cover of a flash. And now Furlan needs to step up, but 1 by 1. The dominoes are falling.
Yeah, this time, these Deagles not really having too much going on. Kirby was already tagged as well at the start of that round, so that's why the CZ was just so vital. Mouse, it'd be good for him to keep hold of this. Their money is shambolic, so you want to be able to try and get whatever you can, any benefit that can kind of buffer out the money further into this one. But so far, it feels like Astralis haven't been tamed yet. They haven't been forced to play the tune, or to the tune that Kinguin is setting, because there hasn't been that much of an impact off the back of it. These B hits going through look well scripted, well played out. What are you up to? All right, Sparrow gonna back off.
Maybe hoping to bait something or, you know, get a lucky vehicle shot. Oh, wait, that one, Dupree! Whose face is down now, mate? 2v3. Sparrow back on towards the side, but there's no chance, of course. The bomb's going to go up. Glaive and Device hoping to chase, because they know Mouse has that AK that's been recovered. However, looks like he'll be allowed to keep hold of it for now. 5 versus 1 in score. Device has himself an AWP to work with.
Yeah, but and look at the money
Double
they built
AWP
up
here.
here.
Geez, that's an investment, Lauren.
And it's Zip going for it? What's his spawn? Has he got the front spawn? Can we just see? Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Early peek. Smash Sparrow or Mihu.
Here
I guess you got 2 AWPs, so you'd think one of them maybe makes the early peek towards mid. No, Rallen and Furlan actually. So they're going to split the AWPs across the 2 bomb sites.
Ouch. And the life of an AWPer. Zipnix doesn't like it. He's all right without
Done
that.
with that.
Yep. Have it back, Device. I don't fancy it. He's going to, you know, nice hand-to-hand delivery over by Squeaky.
Actually going to give it to him,
Yep. Dupree doing the get-right play over by B, trying to just work around the smokes they put down, just kind of slowly keep them dedicated towards it while it looks like the A hit's about to begin. The molly goes out towards the forklift, a bit of a double stack towards quad and, I guess, MBK corner. Device maybe expecting a little peek off electric, something maybe towards the site. Nothing's there right now. Kinguin are playing pretty
unperturbed
dug
by the
in.
spam. Just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Device. Hoping that his patience will actually help him get pay dirt here. That flash has forced him off the angle. He would have had a decent shot there, but Mihu had the angle first. Good opening. Good start against Astralis to take them, to cut them off at the head.
But looking at the lineups right now, it looks like Zipnix and Glaive are going to put some smokes out, and it might be an A split of some variety, because Dupree and Kirby are working through mid. I'm wondering if these are the double deep smokes they used to do that go down towards truck, and they kind of cut the map off in a slightly different way than normal. It might be completely default now. We'll wait and see what they actually go for. I don't mind them falling in towards some sort of side hit just to try and negate the orbs. They might do that in the future. Just pure, yeah, it is the double smokes down towards the truck. Something that people caught on to pretty early. This is an old strat. It does leave you very dedicated towards the site, very dug in. Zip with a nice little flash over the top. Doesn't catch anyone, but tries to go for it. But Miyu's having none of this. Really good play from him so far. You're seeing a big difference now that orbs come out.
And now it's just Kirby. Hoping for something before he exits the round. It's in this kind of situation, you can get a gun away, that's totally fine. Oh, finds Rallen, that's 1. Dip himself away, almost finds a second. And there you have it, it's 5-2. And yeah, I mean, Kinguin, I mean, for those who maybe don't know a lot about this team, they've changed names really quickly. These guys actually came up through the, I guess it's our development league. It's the Mountain Dew League that came through. They had to play 2 seasons to get into the Pro League.
Now, I'm wondering if this is going to be a B hit in response by Astralis, and I'm wondering if there's a read from Kinguin going for it. I'm curious to see what they're going to do to try and get around those double ops, right? The normal thing, you go for a big site hit, you try and do something. It could be an A, it could be like that NOP molly hit.
Do they know they've got 2 orbs?
I'm pretty sure you can maybe read into it. We'll find out what they go for in the end. We'll just see how they play it out. 3 players through middle, though, for Kinguin. What an incredibly aggressive place. You got an AWP at B, AWP at A, but everyone else towards mid. It might be even a counter boost looking where Furlan and Rallen are at the moment. Not sure if they're going to go for it, but right now they need to just lock this one down. It is going to be a B hit so far. Bomb still back, very close to T-spawn. 2 players up in vents.
Oh, no. I don't like
this could be dangerous, but Dupree checks it, but you won't expect a second. And now, there we go. Mouse strikes, and he takes down both players trying to work through checkers. Great stuff from Kinguin. Nice switch up of pace as well, keeping Astralis on their toes. And so far, it's worked out well for them.
Only 2 to work with, and Glaive has to be very careful. Rallen is still lurking off towards the side, and you know he knows it. And he knows it, he knows it, he knows it. Sparrow finds Glaive there. He was just peeking in towards B. He's just tucked back up on the side, and Device may opt to hold onto the AWP here. He's looking for a player now. A loose player from A, perhaps looking into mid to try and find him. Flash was definitely not for Rallen, and, well, he's going to quite comfortably deal with Device there. 3-5, and Kinguin started to bring it back after losing that first round force buy that Astralis brought in. And get back in it, but Astralis can still buy another round.
Yeah, they've got the money in them this round. This could be where it breaks. And this is where you want to see the change, how they approach the double. Now they're very aware, but I love that 3-man play through middle. It allowed them to do this through the vents. They kept control of it. They put smokes down consistently towards that push up on door, on towards main in middle. So it was a really nice piece coming out from them. And now there's the change again. So Furlan and Mouse this time again over by B, going aggressive throughout the map. And it's going to catch Astralis a little on the back foot. A bit of a trade 1-for-1. Mouse will find Dupree, can back away. No one can punish just yet. You can see Glaive and Kievi considering it. But while this happens again, you've got Ralin pushing up in mid as well. You've still got Suspero there. And trusting Mihu to hold down A all on his lonesome. Bomb yet to commit either side as well. So this could be interesting. If Mouse can hold this, Astralis is going to have some big old issues, but I don't know if he's expecting to be in checkers. No! Again, they miss out on this information. They've somehow been able to sneak their way across. Rollins around the back, though. Again, not expecting that mid-aggression to be so quick to be able to punish their play towards B. And now where do they take that bomb? 1 minute left.
Kevy has to go forward here. The bomb's not ready to be planted at the site, so he needs to forge ahead and try and find more, and Sparrow doesn't expect him to be there. That's the AWP now dropped. Smoke right on top of it. Miku wants to challenge here. Kowby thinks better of it. Through the that's aggressive, I'll tell you what. Through the smoke, straight through the other side. But that B site, for most intents and purposes, is secured. This is the one spot that Astralis haven't taken care of, and they know it. They know that's the one, I guess, gap in their radar, and they're ready for it. Ralin gets nothing done. And Miku now, saving his AWP. Or will he?
Ooh, the AWP battle.
Oh,
1v1.
That was the biggest shoulder pick I've ever seen. Man, talk about show a bit of leg.
He showed it all
That's
off.
like Jessica Rabbit level leg showing. It was out there for the
Remember
boys.
that Angelina Jolie leg that was, I can't remember whatever, it was like a movie festival she was at, and it got photoshopped into everything. It was one of the best things in the world. If you guys at home remember, feel free to tweet me pictures. It made me cry with laughter at some point. But Mihu now just desperately trying to keep hold of the AWP. Pretty sure they know where he is. Kiebi is waiting. And
I just want to see this just for the interest sake of it, that the no-scope comes in.
trying to kill him off.
G'day. Oh, look the
my
wrong
god,
way.
shut the door. Oh, hello. Still got the kill on towards him, so...
Pizza
bit-
delivery
bit of a
successful.
shame. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Fair enough. It's one or the other, right? Just goes back in for... No, I find that interesting only because the Astralis won that round. That was the last round that would have been able to buy fully up. So they do invest quite a bit in trying to get their gun away from me here. Again, Kinguin are in a similar position. Not exactly robust in that economy. Very similar position. Both these teams have got the same amount of money. So this round's super important. This is pivotal.
Yeah, and they're trying to play through middle, and I quite like it, meeting aggression with aggression. And normally it's kind of tricky to do it, but it seems like Astralis are hitting shots, and finally they break Kinguin in mid. They force them back, and they seem to have slithered over towards B so quickly. Dupree again doing the same sort of route, but this time aware of it. Rollin not going to let it happen
No
again.
trade.
No trade indeed. Suspero now fully aware as well. They're waking up here, Kinguin. They're not allowing this hit to come towards B so freely, but Glaive is off. Keep eyes on this man. I'm wondering how far he's going to get with this.
Can Zipnix keep all these players at the B side though? That's
He's
what
the
I want to
master
see.
of the fake. Remember, overpass. You had one smoke and a Tech 9. And they fell
He's done
for it all.
He's actually done it. He's done it again. Miku's in mid.
Oh, God.
That is so sick.
But the plan's been spotted now. They've got to know it's an A play. Glaive's trying to plant for main. That was, I guess, to try and help Zipnix
even get across?
What is going on? What is this horrific battle and how has he won it? It's a 1v2, Mitch. This becomes a little bit more possible now.
Definitely not supposed to happen. Glaive should be dead to rights 10 times out of 10 there. But that's Counter-Strike for you, folks. Now the 1v2. There's an AWP for Sparrow, making his way up highway, and Rowan's going to push close. Glaive's going to have to get a quick spray down. He can get himself 2 1v1s if he's quick. First one comes in, gets him down, but no, it's going to be Sparrow quickly looping around the other side with the USP. Good response, very good response. If Kinguin hadn't checked themselves halfway through, they would have filtered 2 players right into Glaive.
Christ.
I don't know how Glaive won that battle towards Toxic.
No.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was a little bit interesting for me, but now the money's starting to dwindle down. It's got to that point now where it's, Tech 9 buys, kind of forcing into it as much as possible here. You got the UMP on device. A lot of mollies though. I want to see a plan. Show me something I haven't seen before, Astralis. We've got a B hit, I guess. We've seen that before. But maybe it'll work out. It's kind of hard to play into this when you got AWPs if they go for a big old B rush. Glaive maybe trying to sell something over towards 8. Dupree's trying to bait out some shots in case anyone got aggressive. Smoke goes in. And do you want to be stuck in checkers here? Okay, one player is very isolated. Able to back now. Mouse can back away from this. No one's actually going off on it yet. So Astralis hit the brakes. but now here it comes. So it's a molly play coming through. Mouse is going to be a huge factor, but they check it, but they can't get the kill. Trade comes out, though. 2 for 1. Astralis get the advantage.
Then they've got the side control as well. Furlan's the only player that can really play into this now, and it's risky indeed. dupreeh finds him with the AWP, and you wanted to see something new from Astralis. Well, we may have seen this before, but that's just because the Danes are that good, Lauren. They're that good. Now they're into 4v2. Rullen's trying to make a play from the backside here, coming through T-Spawn, but he's not going to have anything. Kinguin already have to give this one up for lost.
That's right. dupreeh's an AWPer. It's happening. It's happening. He's confident. I don't think it will last, but there we go. Rullen going to make the most on the way out, and who's anyone going to go for a bit of this action? No. dupreeh's holding
It's
the
your boy.
angle. He's like, I don't know. We've got the double up T-side play coming in, I believe. Flashed up, nowhere to
Somewhat
run,
disoriented.
nowhere to hide. Little bit. Double up T-side, dupreeh and Device. Maybe it's the new look, you know? Up against a team who can't actually afford guns. Funsies.
That's where dupreeh's really going to shine on this AWP role, Lauren. I
You
feel
reckon?
it.
Eco-fragger extraordinaire.
Let's go. 14-6 though. Like, in all seriousness, dupreeh's had a fantastic game.
he
In
has.
fact, both of them have been really good. Kirby really shone in that first map.
Oh,
Right,
nailed it.
dupreeh. All right, give me some of
Nice.
this. Give me some spicy. Okay, right, yep.
That's a spicy meatball.
There's no way Kinguin picked this, so.
Well, you know, they are on a lesser buy, so maybe expecting some aggression throughout the map. Trying to make a play happen, trying to force the hand. But for now, not to be the case. Not showing much in this one. You do have the Zeus coming in for Rullen. That's always fun to see if that comes through. I think Matt did a nice impression of that, actually, yesterday. It's quite fond. Zipman's trying to be...
Used to having it used on him, I feel.
Couple of deagles coming close, but no cigar on the end of that. And dupreeh's still ever so patient over by B. He might have to make a move soon, but as said, Astralis waiting for those opportunities to be gifted, and that might just be stripped away. Oh, that is so awkward.
Timing.
Ugh.
Yeah, timing. I mean, with so many times tonight, we've seen so many examples of that where people just get
Timed.
unfortunate. Yeah. Okay, Sparrow, nicely done. Head of Glaive goes falling. The bomb's just sitting out in front. Astralis maybe didn't think about this as much. They should have, but Sparrow doesn't realize the two players pushing close. Now he hears it. dupreeh just walks up.
He's an AWPer.
The stones on this guy to get up in his face with the Tech 9. I guess he had no other choice there.
Oh,
Now Rullen.
Do it, Rullen. Mihu's found Device. This is a disgraceful round from Astralis, to be fair. They were waiting for opportunities, and the other things that came and knock him were a couple of USPSs, and they've still somehow made it work. dupreeh gonna go for the plant, though. Having a look
All
at
right,
his
up there,
full
mate.
teammate.
Yep,
You're right.
all good.
There we go. Gonna go back to normal now. Gets the rifle. And
so
here we go. Kinguin
it's a
playing back
retake
in.
with 1 rifle and 3 pistols and a Zeus. No utility,
Good luck. Have fun.
no armor.
And here it comes. Nice shot towards the first. Looks for the follow-up. And, oh, the crossfire is great. Kirby sacrifices himself to find the 2 kills to keep dupreeh safe. And now it's the 1v1. Mihu with 3 kills so far. He's trying to find him so desperately. dupreeh is just going to try and buy time. Surely playing to it. Oh, what a shot from Mihu, but it's too little too late. And there we go. He's going to run away. 4 kills from him in the end. No round to follow up, but a good attempt from Kinguin.
The consolation is that Mihu maintains the AWP. His team has enough money to buy up around that. They can actually try and use this, but this was the play earlier on. That's Kirby. Look, no armor. There's no armor on these players from Kinguin. It makes a shocking amount of difference in this game. But yeah, there's a bit of cash here. 3,900, so you're on the threshold of now you're in famous, you know, maybe some M4 territory for the boys. And a little bit of utility. So this is okay. I find it surprising, though, that they really don't fancy the UMPs that much in this situation.
They don't seem to go to it that much.
No, they really don't.
Yeah, most teams do. We haven't seen it here, going for the FAMASes, which seem like a bit of a rarity, you know, a bit of a gem that you never see coming out anymore. But I guess, you know, the cost of them and the effectiveness just seems to be outshone these days.
ESC stickers on the guns. That's vintage. I like it.
Oh, that was a while ago, isn't it?
USC IC box. Good times. 4-8 here. Round score. Round 13. Now Mihu meets the push in A main. He's actually going to back away from that position now, leaving Furlan as the front player. Slight amount of damage really taken from Mihu, so he wants to play himself back into this now. Plenty of opportunities for it. Zipnik's had the opportunity with the flash, but finds nothing, backs away into Squeaky. And elsewhere, that was dupreeh messing Sparrow up.
Yeah, Furlan somehow still alive here. I'm not sure how he got away with that for so long, but Rullen, very patient positioning towards middle, waiting for that pinch to come in towards mid. He serves his purpose perfectly so Furlan can stay alive. Now, bomb's planted. Glaive going to try and bait out maybe the door there just by making a little noise towards it, but Zipnik's going to push up towards the smoke. This is a dangerous play, a ballsy play. And I'm not sure if he's going to stick it out. No, he's going to back away, but he does manage to
Want
pick
the
up a molly.
That might have been why he actually moved up there in the first place. Molotov down at Toxic, but Furlan's already ascended onto the banister now. He's spotted. He's very low on health, and Zipnix picks him up easily, but that gives away his position. Comes forward, though. It's the headshot on towards Bowson. Oh, Ralliner might be going all wrong for him if he's not careful. There's not much time left in this round. He needs to go for the defuse, but Glaive sneakily over the forklift takes that shot. Kinguin had a real chance in that one, Lauren. Early on, things were looking pretty darn good. But again, it's all for naught.
Yeah, 4-9 at the moment. Sadly, the money's kind of depleted now for Kinguin. They're back down to basics, trying to just keep above 2K or as much as possible here. Maybe look towards Orbs if they can get them in their hands. And a big game from Dupree. And on the other side, you're looking at me, who had a wonderful time once he had that AWP when they were still working towards A, when they hadn't changed up the plans before. He was having a huge bit of impact. Device, though, going farming. He fancies a bit of cash in the pocket. And why not? There is still one player towards B. That is Mouse, trying to use that smoke to the best of his ability as well. Not quite to rush his standard on overpass, but maybe he can get a little bit of something going with it.
Smoke's going to be clear, so he needs to move soon. He's just hoping... yeah, see, one way, but the wrong way. And Astralis, it's a very comfortable round, another day at the office for them. 10-4 now coming into the last of the half, and at least for Kinguin, they can buy up again. Mind you, 10-5 was the scoreline at halftime on overpass there. Kinguin only managed one more round for the map. Less than ideal.
Yeah, exactly that. But we do see the double ops again. That was working very nicely originally.
I mean, I guess no one checked boost, or... I mean, he was off towards the side, so fair. You can't always see it, but that hurts.
It does. And Astralis fall back to what they know, and somehow Glaive just connecting straight away towards Riley, and that's going to open up mid, and he's instantly working off it. But look at the response. Aggression towards main to some degree. Mihu there, going to try and find something. Careful of trying to back away, and he can't. He can't make it out alive. Kiebi is the one to just hand out the free haircuts at this point, and Furlan going to try and sit back, try and stay alive. He's worried about mid. He's worried about A. There's pressure left, right, and center. He's going to be burning alive. He does get put out of his misery in the end by Glaive.
On free haircuts, I mean, I wouldn't get an inverse mohawk even if it was free, Lauren. I don't really know what the attraction factor is there, because that's what we're seeing. Sparrow, no armor. Glass cannon. Can't be fancy. He's a bit of a stash. He's hoping for some peaks. Sparrow's actually got himself up on the truck, so that's a slight angle correction. Speaking of which, lovely flick from Sparrow, but again, now they've got to go about this a completely different way. Mouse watching his back. They're going to go together. Molotov thrown in. Sparrow goes ahead of it. He's so low. 6 points of health. No armor. Goes for the shot. That was the Hail Mary that he needed. But his window is closed. Still finds Glaive. Okay, then. And now it's Zipnix in a 1v2. Bomb ticking away, and he can hold the door. It's going to be now Sparrow pushing on towards the side. He's got no armor and 6 points of health, and it's not going to be enough. Zipnix takes him down. There was an opening, a window, an opportunity for Kinguin. But Astralis push him back down.
Yeah, you can't doubt a man like Zipnix in clutches. It seems like he still certainly has a bit of a edge against most people these days. But it looked a little decent for Kinguin. There were rounds where they looked like they had potential, but it just didn't come through.
Well, Lauren, so far it has been Astralis pretty comfortable in this map. There's not much to say. There's no pithy intro line, no segue. It's just Danish dominance from start to finish. 11-4 is the halftime score. Team Kinguin, they win pistols, Lauren. That's not the issue. It's the round after that, and then the next 10 rounds that they seem to struggle to fight.
Yeah, so far this plays well for my fantasy team, Mitch. You know, I had some tough times over in NA. SK.
Do you have Peter in your fantasy team?
Yeah. Because of this game, I was like, all right, I believe. And so far, he's delivered on this map, at least. Bit of a headliner. You know, he just seemed aggressive, seemed confident in his own playing ability, maybe just responding well to that boot camp that they've just had recently. Not sure if they're still there. Kinguin, though, I like their T-sides on Kinguin. I'm not so sure about the CTs, but they seem to be, over-rotating, reading into just about everything. We almost saw that crazy round coming in where Glaive almost got that ridiculous clutch at the end, but it wasn't to be. But yeah, I'm hoping we see some of that kind of creative play from Kinguin that they do have for that T side. They are a very kind of ingenious team when it comes to that on occasion, but they've got to get the pistol. It's a step-by-step build. Again, the double AWP wasn't bad for them though. Mihu had a wonderful time, able to do that nice piece where it's like two AWPs on the site, 1A, 1B obviously, and then that 3-man play through mid, playing up aggressively. I actually really liked it. It definitely hurt Astralis. It was one of the rounds that worked out for them in the end. But yeah, I don't know. I want to see a little more. I want to see that little bit of an edge that they can bring here, Kinguin.
And Device, on that note, a little bit of a quieter half for him. We actually saw a couple of situations where, that challenge against Mihu towards the end of the round, it was just Mihu left trying to save his AWP, and it didn't, work out for Device. So not quite hitting the shots that he's sort of come to be expected for. Now, though, as things switch up on that CT side, it's possible he may have more freedom to actually set himself up a bit more, complete those kills. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, Astralis looking very, very good, and that's the beautiful thing about a World Championship team, Lauren. Anyone could be firing, and it only takes one person to really get them over the line. So, into the next half now in just a few moments. And if you're just joining us, it's going to be Astralis on the CT side. Team Kinguin now need to step up and take the terrorist side and see if they can unseat Astralis. Ideally early on. Another pistol win for them will be great.
Yeah, I really hope we don't see that pistol round we saw before. It was just full armor, no utility, because it was just weird. It was one of those weird rounds. So Furlan's the man to set this play afoot, pretty much. I want to see where he uses that, how he plays this one through. On the other side, no utility, no nothing, just full on armor and the USPs. So Furlan going to be boosting up one. Got a player by Squeak. Mal's watching the B push. This seems very standard now, and they do have. I think they're doing the boost towards red as well, just so they can watch middle in case anyone gets aggressive. They've already worked their way over. That being Rallen, he now has the right side to be able to work out from, rather than playing from the left if anyone's facing it. So that puts Device in a little bit of a situation. He has to worry about maybe more players here, but beyond that, nothing much more to report about.
No, all quiet on the Western front at the moment. Mihu, though, maybe wants to put an end to that. Sneaking up close, but Device, good positioning, backs away. Here's the footsteps coming towards him and actually gives the entirety of Highway up. Now, Dupree actually has a bit of a crossfire in this room with Glaive. I like it a lot. King would commit too much, they're going to get completely mashed.
I like them breaking the vents, making a bit of noise, because it's still going to be an A hit. So far, you've got Furlan going over there. Smoke's about to go down towards the highway cross, it seems, and they've got two flashes here. So it's Kiebi and Zipnix to try and find room to work. Rallen's playing up of highway. You've got Mihu there as well. Device now gets around towards truck, and the hit should be coming in right about now. Kiebi is full blind, which is a problem. He does come out of it, but merely to see Furlan. But the response comes in very quickly from Zipnix and Glaive, but the bomb site is under control from Kinguin for now.
Furlan getting himself a USP, but Astralis already responding to this pretty darn quickly. Dupree. Lauren, I can't even build that up because it just happens all at once. Just as it seemed that Kinguin were going to be able to sit in and brave the winter. And fun fact, this is the first pistol round in this two-map series that Astralis have won. It just hasn't really mattered. All it does now is it means that it's going to put them so close to match point. And the problem is Kinguin are not winning force rounds. They're not doing it straight away. You have to put them on an even footing in terms of their arsenal to even really give them a fighting chance in a lot of these rounds. And that was very clinical. Again, there's no reason not to expect Astralis to be 12 and 14-4 by the time that this little spell is over. And then Kinguin has one chance to fire back. Nasty.
Yeah, it really is. Just purely because of how the game plays out. This is...
Was how this game's played out as well.
It seems to be a lot of this for Kinguin. Sadly, never getting off the starting blocks and giving themselves that buffer to go forward. But, you got to give credit where it's due. Device, you're going to go to the jump? Ah, that would have been impressive if you made it. That would have been kind of cool. But not to be. And the Spirits won over against Glaive, but there's an instant response to Dupree. so just keeps it in check. Does get a lot of damage on the way out from that P250. Felon trying to get the bomb plant. This is all a play to try and get just a bomb plant, and gets denied. So plan has been foiled, and Astralis get another on the board. Kinguin trying to build up any money, any additional they can to get that full set utility, and I wonder what they can get in this one.
Well, they're going to be happy to sit on these UMPs for a bit. Device would love a bit more of the action as well, I'm sure. But Kinguin, yeah, straight into these AKs. They're going for broke. They have to at this point. Their margin of error has grown so slim that they stand teetering on the precipice of being blown out of this game if it's not already happened, which it may well have. Mouse, playing the similar role to Dupree in the last round, actually gets himself a trade there. Could have gone a lot worse.
But where's Device? Yeah, he's having a wander. Definitely gets heard, but somehow still wins. Love a good UMP, I do. And now Device tries to make it out alive, but he will be caught in the heels. Now, the bomb actually is around the back by T-Spawn, so if he'd spotted that, that could have been an issue. I don't think he did. I don't think he made it that far, so the information not cleared, but Astralis is still pushing, trying to make the use of the UMPs they had left over, but at the moment they're meeting a little bit of resistance here. Kinguin, giving it all they can. That's a nice little angle to peek from for Ralin there, just to check if the right side's clear. Actually is, no one's playing it. Kirby's on highway, Glave's in connector. So this is where the issues begin. Kinguin yet to really pull that bomb anyway yet.
Grenade at Ralin's feet. Actually softening Kinguin up quite nicely here for Astralis, but now Glaive is going to have a hell of a lot of work to do. This AK buyout may have been just what Kinguin needed, but Glaive's going hunting. He's made sound, but Sparrow, he's a little bit confused about where that came from, but now Glaive knows he needs to keep going. He can't even turn back and face this one. Going to go over towards his A site. He knows that Kinguin planning to plant there, that grenade.
Oof.
Verlin sees his life flash before his eyes.
Yeah, now Glaive's kind of stuck though. Player behind, two in front, they know where he is.
Sparrow's playing a really passive angle though, and that's the thing. He can't stay here if Glaive makes any progress on this A side. Well, that's a nice angle though for Ralin. Oh, there it is, the headshot. Okay, some hope yet. Glaive has a kit. Verlin back, he's endangered species. That Molotov's going to force him out of position, but he catches Glaive before he can switch to the rifle and get the job done. Oh, there was a glimpse, there was a moment. We saw a parallel future that could have been Lauren, but no.
That was kind of terrifying. Sweet Jesus.
Aim for the moon and fall amongst the stars. I believe that's how it goes.
Something along those lines. And there it is. That was just a nice little shot. But for Kinguin, there's a little bit of life in him yet. There's a very, very quiet heartbeat. And it seems like we have the early... Was that an early smoke down towards? What were they doing? What's the Sparrow and Mihu up to? I'm wondering what they were up to.
It's hard to say. There's smokes mid, smokes main, so it wasn't...
I don't know if that was their smoke towards highway early. I don't know what that was, because they were over by the truck and lining something up. I was just curious. It wasn't the case, and then they not actually worked.
And it's not even toxic, I think, from what I can see on the minimap. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
It could be a Astralis smoke as well. Who knows? Anyway.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that one.
Ultimately, it's going to have no bearing on this round, as Kinguin still haven't decided to play off the back of that. Oh, speaking of which, Device into A main. Inflammation is good. So are grenades, especially when they're used against your enemies. Sparrow now, I mean, this is a bit tough. He has to peek into this. It's a bit nasty.
Yeah, Kinguin don't have much of a foothold in the map yet. They're down to 2 smokes and a molly and a couple of flashes between them. That can still be a nice A hit coming in, but if you leave it too late, things get a little bit deadly. But taking down the player in towards Vents is a good step. They could now try and tender towards B if they fancy it, but Zipnix now needs to worry about mid. Are they actually going this way? Device all alone here towards A. His teammate's now been picked up, and it is just Device. He finds one towards Squeak, can't follow towards main. So Sparrow going to crack that open, and that is A all to themselves. Bomb can go down safely, and Glaive is a million miles away and no threat right now towards Kinguin.
And doesn't really have the weapon, the tools to get the job done. So Kinguin buy themselves a lifeline in this one. Those couple of rounds have been pretty darn nicely executed. And Astralis have actually offered up a bit of kills. I mean, just that corpse there, that's Dupree making that peek in towards mid to try and even the odds. And this is something that you'll see Astralis do, even early round. We saw it on Overpass previously with Device going for these early peaks, or re-peeking into some situations that some players just wouldn't do. Yeah. Glaive's not about that life, though.
No, he's just going full NA. Puts down the smoke, has a run.
Sparrow.
Sparrow's like, is he still there? Where'd you go? Ralin's good. So it kind of evens out. So there's a little bit of room here, because let's remind ourselves here. Kinguin's having clean rounds. They've broken the back of Astralis' money. They've kept them low. Means that Ferlin can now get that Mac 10, maybe look towards, buying something a little bit nicer in the future, treat himself. Astralis literally sitting on 2K, so there's no purchases coming out here. It's going to be the USPS round. It's a real eco, Mitch. It's a real one.
Yep. Astralis not buying a thing.
Don't you worry about it.
It's going to be a bit more of a quieter round here. Even Astralis, this is a kind of tipping of the odds that even they probably can't overcome here. Gonna have a crack at it. Furlan not really working at his optimal range here with the Mac 10. Allen's in the spot to cause some problems here. That's Glaive now to fall. Astralis all concentrated mostly over at that A side there. Zipnix now falls. And that was Furlan just sort of digging him out of Squeaky.
Yeah, and this is all very good for Kinguin and their money. 5 alive, good approach, nice read. Bomb could have been caught then. Gets a little bit dangerous at that point, but the last 2 plays. All right, Kirby, just give him a little love tap. It's all right. It's encouragement.
So Nikolai, you've had a little bit of a quieter game. Here's a shot in the back to really motivate you. You know?
Yeah.
Here's what you could be doing to your foes if you outmaneuver them.
That's the exact wording, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Kinguin, though, get the bomb down. They got everything covered. Sparrow's having a little bit of a look. A little bit of linger. A bit of a leer over towards the left, and he might find a player. Spots out both of them, sprays in a little hap-handedly, but he controls in the end. Gabby, and the final will be found by Roland. And that's Device going down. 5 alive. Bomb plant for Kinguin. Money gets better and better and better, and the storyline continues that maybe we could have a better game here. See what Kinguin can really bring. And here we go.
Was it Hank on the desk that said he expected to see Kinguin be a lot
Put up a
stronger?
fight?
In this
Yeah.
game? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that.
Big Hank.
That's all right. Sometimes those kind of predictions are, there's something behind them. You know,
Well, look.
Chad didn't think there was any justification, but there was.
Chad's just a non-believer, you know? He's lost it. He's lost the edge. He's a broken man.
He's not an edgy guy, you know. We'll get to that in a sec. We can talk about Chad. We can break down his
Speaking of
personality.
edgy, Astralis going for that double play through Squeaky, and they're not backing away yet. They're actually sending Kirby pretty deep towards it. And while that happens, Zipnix gets boosted and they pinch it all over the map. That is a nice look for Astralis there.
Not even that. Again, his timing is such a crazy thing in this game. Mihi was watching the counter boost spot with the orb. He was trained on that, and then as soon as he decides to back away, he loses it. So that's frustrating. You think you've got a read, or you think you've covered your bases, and then just as you decide to change or second guess yourself, you get roasted.
Cheeky little boost there, gonna pop Device up there. And that
You're not
means
looking
that
for this late round. There's no way you check this corner.
And it frees up Kirby to double stack towards middle. So they're kind of expecting, or possibly reading something into the fact that Kinguin likes to go B at this point, and Device can just deal with the wow. Maybe he heard it. Maybe he heard the jump, because he was in Squeak. But this gives away a bit of a different picture to what Kinguin are actually doing. It might indicate maybe more play towards A than there really is, because that bomb is at B. Glaive's got a good idea of this. Yeah, he's seen it all. That's the bomb.
Yeah, you just back away. There's just no point now. Mouse knows he's been spotted. Spotted with a bomb, no less. And he's peacing out. So now they're running out of time here. Now, they have to know Device is here. They don't know how much health he has. Yeah, again, like, do you really hang around? That's the flash. Not necessarily for Device, but Mouse was checking the corner. He didn't see him. What do you do if you're King when you're running out of options? They're backing out now. They've got 10 seconds. There's not enough time.
Time to save. And Astralis don't want that. They don't like the idea of him saving. They want to get those guns away, and you can't blame them. Zipnix to the left. And, well, we Dupree to find it in the end. The other 2 players cower away towards Squeaky. But, yeah, they just ran out of option, ran out of every bit of utility, time as well, of course, and players. So, at the end of the day, Astralis live to fight for another round here. 14-7. Kinguin still have room to work, but not much.
Yeah, look, and the boost for Astralis in that round, obviously they win the round, that's great. They don't get all the guns away from Team Kinguin, but they put themselves in a position, if they lose this round, they can spread it by the rest or go for some sort of force. Mihu gets close, but again, a lot of those shots through often end up with nothing. That nade was too long from Glaive. This means he probably doesn't realise that Kinguin is as close as they are. Now he knows.
Now he's got a great idea. Time to try and adjust himself off the back. Dupree's going to pull himself over on the rotate, but look at the problem that's going on towards Zipnix and Glaive. They're both so low, both on either side, so Device going to have to be very supportive of Zipnix right now. Maybe play off the back of him. Furlan still showing a bit of presence over by Squeak, but while this happens, Kinguin has completely taken play through mid, so you can see the response being from Astralis to try and take back map control elsewhere. They're going to go for a very late boost. This is so dangerous.
Risky.
Yeah, that's a big risk, and it doesn't work out. Now they know Device is up by main as well, but the bomb's still back in T-spawn. They've got complete A control, but if Device can stay here somehow, Dupree can stay alive, or anyone could stay alive at that point. That'd be brilliant. But Device is working out something's weird. Something's gone on. Because they haven't planted the bomb, and now it plays his hand in. Device gets all the information now. He knows everything that's going on.
That's gutting. Oh, Lauren, okay. That maybe is going to alleviate the situation a little bit here. So Device needs to stay alive and prevent Kinguin from getting the bomb.
30 seconds.
I don't really see this being possible, but Device is going to step up to the plate anyway. He knows where the bomb is. He knows there's multiple angles. There's the first to fall. Furling down. More? No. Absolutely not, but close. A bit of damage on towards Sparrow, but again, it's always a difficult situation to get yourself out. If you already put Kinguin under the pump by getting that bomb loose, and Astralis probably don't buy too much in this round. Maybe they just pass some pistols around. Device got a little bit extra money. But why bother? You can wait. They've got themselves a buffer. CZ in for Kirby. P250's there, Glaive and Device.
Yeah, not much. Just a light little tickle of a purchase. But great stuff from Kinguin. They're breaking Astralis back down. They need to just build rounds now off the back of it. That got a little too close for comfort. You know, you feel like, oh, what if Device had an AWP? What if, you know, one other player could have stayed? What if Glaive was still able to be relevant in that round at that moment? That could have been a very different situation. But for now, they've stayed alive, which is more important. You know, this is a very one-sided matchup, but Kinguin have clawed their way back into this. They're bringing us a bit of a game now. We've got a little bit of something going on.
But this is Cash, Lauren. Pistols, close angles. It can really work for you on this map, and Rallen's just getting riddled with holes right now. I'm not really sure where they're coming from. Debris comes for a bit as well. Luckily, Mouse has made things happen actually elsewhere on the map here. He's found two.
How's Kirby here, though? Look at this position. How's he managed this? Christ, at least he gets picked him up. But it seems like somehow Astralis is still finding holes in this sort of team that they're playing up against. Now, Dupree only has a USPS. I don't know if someone else had a better gun. Yeah, so there's a P250 over by B, but doubt you're going to get through 4 players.
Well, Device couldn't do it in the prior round with an AK, so...
Yeah.
Dupree will just make his way in towards mid. And we'll just try and see if there's anyone mid-rotate or anyone sort of left back as a pivot player. They can often be easier pick-offs, especially if Dupree feels like Kinguin don't know where it could come from. He was just at the B site, that's all they know. So as it stands, Rallen's actually inside that mid-container, but he's looking towards B. Bomb being planted now. Dupree's going to be peaked from quad right now, and yeah, that's going to be Mihu finding him pretty comfortably here. So Astralis, patience. There have been 2 rounds like that where they've brought very little into this half, and yeah, they only get a maximum of 1 kill in each of those save rounds. That puts them in a position to buy it again. And this was Mouse actually doing his best Dupree impression from that past half.
All right, we've got the AWP coming out now. Device on that one. UMP for Dupree, bit rough for him. He was a bit low on money. You even saw in the last couple of rounds he was suffering there. But Sparrow's got his own, so big presence towards B to begin with. So that's Glaive and Device. So the AWP's actually going here. And I wonder if Device is going to do it. Did he see anyone cross? He's going to find a bit of a deeper angle. Molly down position, needs to back away. You can see the suppressing fire that Valve loves so much coming into play from Glaive. And he's going to play the corner as best he can. No safe escape from this spot.
Now, if you're Fnatic, you boost the AWPer on the side and you get a peek into the sunroom. That would be really spicy. But there's only 2 players at B for Astralis. Glaive, are you ready for this? He doesn't see the first, doesn't see the second, but it works in his favor. He still gets 2 sprayed down. Now, Device is in a position to do work, but he's on the site. There's smoke in the way, and he's got nothing but an AWP. The shot misses. He finds the second through smoke. It just doesn't seem to matter what these players can see sometimes, as Rallen can only see his imminent demise. It's the 1v3. The bomb is loose. He needs to go find it. And
what? Device looked like you almost like 90-degree had to adjust that shot. That was ridiculous. I don't know if you could slow-mo that down to see how far he adjusted it from his perspective. I'd like to see that last shot. Because, to be fair, there was a small chance. I think it was Rallen left, right? He'd got to that position. No one really knew where he was. So, yeah, this was Glaive earlier on.
Oh, he didn't check it properly.
Well, this is what Chad was talking about. Again, you know, it's checking angles with the intent to actually kill people there, not just kind of doing it for the sake of doing it. So it wasn't this. It was the one that followed that I wanted to see. I don't think we got the perspective. Yeah. And here's that again, that thing from Suspiro.
Double AWP.
It's the boost. Okay, so he boosts up and over so you can see towards Sugar Cube. You can see that cross quite quickly.
You can see the head before it peaks.
Yes, that's nice.
As well on counter boost.
Mihu somehow found a play towards A, and he's just going straight out. He's working off the back of it. And while it doesn't go too far, Zipnik stops it before it starts, and the bomb gets left towards T-Spawn. This looks like Kinguin might be just trying to work off what they can do here. Anything they can pull back in. You know, an early pick, why not try and go for it? But
got stuff for map control here.
Yeah.
They had some step towards A, but Zipnik shut it down, and there was no trade situation. It's funny, you had that one player, you know, you have Mishu run heavily onto the A side and try and open it up, but there was no one there to back him up. He was a lone player. And Kinguin still fancy trying something at A.
Oh, Kiebi again. There's been a late boost towards middle, so Kirby's probably going to spot him out. There it is. And waits to see the rest. Is he going to go for a jumping knife?
In the balls.
Uh-oh. There we go. Leaves it as late as possible to get the rest of the information. Now he's going to be calling watch squeak. There is one towards the lockers at A main.
He also waited so he couldn't be traded out by anyone at Squeaky.
Dupree, not the AWPer, but let's see how he can do. All right, there we go. Finds Mouse nice and easy. Simlish playing it cool, calm, and collected as well, but he does get outdone this time. Furlan going to find him, and now a 2v2. Dupree still fancies his odds and gets stepped down on, but that's a shot. And now Roland, save what you can in this round. Do what you can in this round. Save the day for your side. No, not going to be the case. Glaive is there, and it is job done for Astralis. Kinguin fought bravely to bring back a little bit on that T side. They definitely gave him a game, but Astralis in the end just put the foot down.
2 consecutive wins for Astralis, and they're keeping themselves very much a hot topic in the ESL Pro League for Europe, looking towards their finals berth at Dallas. But there's still the rest of the season to go. And for now, it's over to the desk here to break that one down and close us out for the night.
Yeah, Astralis goes 2-0 on the night. Very dominant performance against Kinguin there. Very impressive stuff. That, again, is just going to increase their rankings in the standings. Both Danish teams are, I mean, North and Astralis, actually, just those two looking good so far right now.
Yeah, we had our doubts going into that one, whether Astralis continue to form.
I think there was one person who had doubts that game.
No. Anyway, the point you've ruined my thought there. It's a great point that was coming in.
I got you.
The one thing I wanted to point out there, even when Astralis, the kind of device drops off there, he didn't do an amazing amount. He looked quite static once again, but Dupree, he went above and beyond. He was like actually almost carrying them at one point. We said Cash is a very good map for him overall. He saw at the end, closing things out the AWP, but him, just a real good day in the office. After losing the pistol once again, they have a very good first half. Just looked dominant throughout, to be fair. And I thought it would be down to Kinguin actually being able to challenge them and give us a really close game in terms of the firepower, but didn't really seem to come together for them once again. It looked a little bit under the weather, I have to say.
Yeah.
I think Henry summed that up nicely.
Yeah, he really did.
Oh, that's what it is.
There's one thing that I do want to say.
Yeah.
You see on that last round how QB was sneaking up behind the guy on the boost and then got to the position where he was like under him.
Yeah.
I think nowadays, because of the radar showing up players like when they're kind of in any line of sight on the so Kirby had a big risk there, and I think that kind of detracts from sneaky beaky players, and I don't like that. So please fix that game.
All right, then.
Good analysis.
Yeah, really good stuff. Yeah, I personally just liked the overwhelming aggression on that CT side from Astralis. That was good stuff. I mean, constant boosts over and everything like that.
Having a few biffs.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. If we can bring up today's standings, in case you guys just tuned in here for this last match, maybe you didn't catch the first 3, we can bring those up and recap the day. Yeah, this is the standings we have for Europe right now. North and Astralis, except the 2 Danish teams at the top. Didn't mean to disparage against Heroic, we were down there in 10th place, but we still have Na'Vi, Mouse Sports, Hellraisers, and VP rounding out that top 6. But still, plenty of disparity. G2 with those 2 wins. I mean, you can see they're only, what, three games out of the top. This is the results for the day. Obviously, we just saw Astralis and Kinguin face off. Astralis takes both of those, but NIP and Na'Vi split earlier. Na'Vi taking the first, NIP taking the second in a big way. They're going to have a boot camp coming up. I just saw Get Right tweet about, so that will be interesting to see where they go from there. Get Threat in on the action. Stay tuned for North America. Stick around if you're in Europe. Stay awake. It's going to be good stuff. Immortals taking on Rush. That'll be the first match. Complexity bringing in Slummy from... That's going to be very interesting, actually, because they just brought in Slummy from Selfless to stand in as an in-game leader.
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing each other.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
That's an interesting timing of that kind of a situation. I wonder how that is even going to work. This is the schedule for tomorrow on ESL Pro League. Envy taking on Virtus Pro. We have LDLC taking on G2. And then on the second stream, we have Hellraisers taking on North. Fnatic taking on FaZe. That'll be really, really cool matchup. VP versus Envy is going to be no joke. We have the French teams all day tomorrow. Yeah,
I love the idea of LDLC versus G2 as well. The fact that G2 having such a horror show in the Pro League right now, LDLC doing okay, holding their own, getting some victories here and there. If they manage to get a map off G2, I think that'll be a great upset. That should be a very good game indeed.
Yeah, G2 and Envy, both teams formed into that kind of shuffle.
Yeah.
Need to be showing something. But still, everyone, this European season is shaping up to be very, very exciting down the stretch. Everyone's still very close. That's it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, and stay tuned for the matches tomorrow.
Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.